Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Thursday, September 14th, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions. Not the best. The best is like a really high bar. And I don't know, like we're human beings. We don't need to optimize our lives. I always find that a little bit annoying when people are like, oh, I have to have this or the most important diet or the least amount of weight or the. It's a lot of pressure. So maybe we could take the pressure off you and say, we want you to just feel like more in control of your financial life. We want you to feel like you're making better decisions. And if you're at a crossroads or you're making a big change, just go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the contact us button and tell us what's going on. If you want to join us on the air, just check that box and we'll get you on the air. While you're on the website, you can check out our other shows. You can check out the blog. Oh, Mark, I forgot to send you all those blogs. I'll do that this afternoon for sure. You can also check out videos, resources, so much there. And please do sign up for the free weekly newsletter. As always, if you've got a little extra cash to spend, you can buy the book, The Great Money Reset, and you can subscribe to our new service called Jill on Money Live. Access to quarterly live webinars and more bonus content. Right now, let's get going. Let's talk to Heather, who's on the line from Minnesota. Hi, Heather. What's going on?
Hello. Thanks for taking my call today. I am recently divorced. Not that recently. I got divorced in 2022, so about a year and a half ago now. And my situation has changed drastically, as you can imagine. I went from a double income, kind of no kids, to just me, still no kids. But I'm just wondering, if I'm on track and how I can kind of ease my mind in terms of, spending my money that I have and continue to make, but just looking for some guidance around that.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Heather. For example, how old are you?
I'm 52. I live here in Minnesota. I'm fully employed. I own a townhome.
Okay, hold on. We're going to go. I'm writing down very fast because you're a nice fast talker. You don't sound like a Minnesota person. Nice kind of cadence, slow down. No, you're ready to rock and roll. So let's start. 52-year-old Heather, how much do you earn?
I make about 110 a year, depending on bonuses, but right around there.
Okay, great. And are you making retirement plan contributions right now?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So when my husband and I were together, we were maxing out all of our retirement accounts and all of that. Now that it's just me, I've slowed it down to 6% contribution to my 401k, which is what my company matches.
How much is in there?
My work 401k, which I haven't been at too long, is like 200,000, 207. I just checked this morning.
Okay. And do you have other retirement assets held elsewhere?
I do. I have about 470 in two Prudential annuities.
Were those purchased with rollover dollars or are they non-qualified annuities? Did you use an after-tax dollar and put the money into them?
After I got divorced, my cousin, and I love him, he works for Prudential. He suggested this annuity product for me. One is my Roth IRA that I had been making contributions to for quite a while. Uh-huh. And then my other one, I formerly worked for a company that had a, what's that word where you get money, not your retirement, but the
pension.
There you go, a pension. Uh-huh. And they had us roll it over. And so that second one was that rollover from my pension. Mm-hmm. And so I think one of each, if I understand it correctly. Mm-hmm.
Well, one is a Roth and one is a rollover IRA. The pension wasn't taxed, in other words, yet. None of that money got taxed, right?
Right.
Okay, got it. How much is in the Roth? So it's 470 total. How much is in each of those? So let's do the Roth first.
Yep. So the Roth is about 107.
Mm-hmm. And the rest is
is the other one. Yep, the bigger one.
Okay, got it. And is your cousin who you love managing these for you or yes. Just like sold it to you and moved on?
He's managing it for me.
Okay. And how comfortable are you managing your own money? Do you have like a brokerage account somewhere else or anything else going on?
Yep, I do have a brokerage account, which is about $31,000 in it. But before the divorce, my ex-husband and I managed all of our money together. And then I just made the decision after the divorce to kind of hand some of it over to my cousin because I just wanted kind of a second set of, eyes and ears on things. And that's why I did that.
Okay, got it. And so he's doing the brokerage account also?
He's not. No, I mean,
okay.
I'll ask him advice once in a while, but that's
Okay. So it's the 200 in the current 401k, 107 in the Roth, the rollover IRA, which is also an annuity, 363,000, and the 31 in the brokerage account. What about money in the bank?
Yep, I've got about 11,000 in a high yield savings account, and then another 11,000 in an I bond, which I guess is not in the bank, but
Close enough.
yeah, have access to it.
When you purchased the townhouse, how much did you pay for that?
Well, I've owned it for a long time. Yeah, so it's basically almost paid off. I owe like $14,000 on it.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So $14,000 mortgage at some low amount, or what's
Yes.
yeah? Okay,
2.8, I think, 2.6.
no reason to pay that off. What's it worth?
It's worth about 370.
And you like it? You're going to stay in it?
It's too big for me. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, and I don't need that much space. So I think about sometimes, either renting it out or selling it. But yes, I like it.
Wait a second. It seems so cheap. Like, what's the like the common expenses? You have like some homeowners association or something that you have to pay for?
Yep, that's $285.
And how are the taxes?
Not bad. I don't think I like paying taxes because I like driving on roads. About $2,000 a year, a little over.
Okay. I mean, even though it's big, could you, if you were to rent it, you'd have to live somewhere. And it seems like that would be a very reasonable place for you to live. So what else is going on that you're concerned about that you just want us to know as sort of part of the story?
Like I said, we were double income, no kids. My husband, ex-husband made a lot more money than I did. He was the kind of guy who wants to work until he dies. And I kind of wanted to retire. I love to volunteer. I love to spend time with family and friends. But now I understand that my retirement is probably a lot further off than I originally thought. But I'm wondering, what do you think would be a realistic time for me to be able to retire? And then secondly, I struggle sometimes with spending my money. I'm a pretty big saver. I was in advance of the divorce too, but not to the extent that I am now. So I really have some, I guess, anxiety around spending.
Who couldn't blame you? You've gone through a lot. When you look at your savings, or let's look at the other side, what do you think you're spending every month right now? You've got very low overhead costs with the low mortgage rate, which is going to be gone, I guess, in a couple of years. But so what do you figure you're spending right now on a monthly basis?
So if I'm not having any big expenses, like maybe a trip or something like that, I spend about $4,000 a month.
And add in the other stuff. I mean, is that $5,000 a month or $6,000 a month? What do you think?
I would say maybe 5 or 6, but I just got back from a trip to Alaska. But I own a car. I have a car payment right now, which will be paid off in about 2 years, and that's about $800 of it.
What is the interest rate on the car?
Oh, low, like 0.9.
Okay, so that'll be gone. So gone in 2 years. That's great. If you look ahead, and you're 52, but if you look ahead, is there any pension benefit that you would receive from this current job? No, nothing else from your ex. You don't have any alimony or anything?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I do have about $54,000 in an HSA.
Oh, that's great. If you look at your Social Security benefit, right? Let's just push ourselves ahead here. Let's go into our 60s. Do you happen to know what your full retirement age Social Security benefit would be?
I looked and I can't remember specifically, but I think it was around $3,000. Does that sound possible?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. What is the ideal time that you would actually want to retire? What's your guess?
Well, like I said, after the divorce now, I'm thinking I'd like to retire at about 59, once I can kind of access some of those retirement accounts.
That seems young. Do you have any parents that you're taking care of?
Nope. I do have parents, but I'm not taking care of them. And
so they're fine. Parents are fine.
Yes.
So obviously in 2 years, the car loan is gone. In 2 years, the mortgage, what's your mortgage payment right now?
It's $500.
So, it's so funny. So essentially, over the next couple of years, you'll have, it's not going to be $5,000 to $6,000, right? Because you're going to have $1,300 less because
Right.
the mortgage will be gone and the car loan will be gone, right?
Yes.
So even if I said $6,000 as your what your spend is now, it's not. It's really more like, 4,700. Simple math here is that I would prefer, you're very close, okay? But I would prefer you continue to put money into your retirement account and keep that going. Now, the current 6% contribution into your 401k, is that a Roth or is it a traditional?
I changed it to a Roth based on my cousin's suggestion.
Okay. All right. So he or she had one good suggestion. I'm not happy about the annuities, but I'm not going to fight you about it because whatever. It's like, it's a done deal. I can't be involved in that. And that's a family dynamic. You're in the 22% tax bracket mostly with, your moolah. I think that makes sense for you to use a Roth. You said you're saving a lot. What are you saving? Like, how are you directing your savings? Is that the brokerage account or what's happening with that?
Yeah, it's mostly to the brokerage account. And then also, my high yield, like it was down because I spent $6,000 on my cruise and then I built that back up.
Mm-hmm.
But I really am trying to save $7,000 to fund my IRA this year. But again, mostly through we have an employee stock purchase plan that I get like a 5% discount off of our stock.
Are you using that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can you stop doing that? What is with this market? This is like our second call today where people are doing employee stock purchase plan. I'd rather you put money in your Roth 401k. I really would. And the Roth IRA, you're putting money into this annuity, into this Prudential annuity?
Well, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it this year. What I think I was going to do, because I used to have my Roth IRA just through Fidelity. I was thinking this year I would just save that $7,000 and just start another one again or restart my one through Fidelity.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I would do for sure. The savings that you're doing now, once you get, are you back up where you want to be at this sort of 50 grand-ish level? Like between the brokerage, the cash, and the I-bonds, you feel like that's a good number for you?
I think so. Do you think
I do.
so?
Yeah, I do. Because, your spending isn't that much. So you've got a year in the bank. Here's the issue. If you stop working in 7 years, we have 7 years of contributions, right? And that's fine. But then at that age 59, then you're pulling money out that it's going to be tough because you could really plow through this money, the corpus of this money, the actual amount that you have, say, and let's call it the rollover, the 363,000. You could deplete that pretty quickly. My inclination is, if you can stand it, at the very least, I would have you hopefully hold your nose work till you're 62. Okay? Because also, like, where am I getting my health insurance from? What are you doing if you retire at 59? Where are you getting health insurance? That's like a problem, right? So it's one thing to I'll pay for a few years before I can qualify for Medicare, but that could really be a huge change in your cash flow to have to pay $1,000 a month for healthcare, right? So I think that 62 is probably more reasonable. Then ideally what would happen is you would live off of some of that money that has not yet been taxed. So you pull it out a little bit, each year. I don't know, at that time, maybe we can get rid of your IRA annuity or maybe annuitize it and get the money out, pay the tax that's due. And then you have that, which is fine. Like, we'll live on that for a few years. You have Medicare 65, you claim your Social Security at 67, and I think you're pretty good. What saves you right now in this whole scenario is that your cost of housing is really pretty affordable. I wouldn't go crazy about like selling that, moving around. You got to, the mortgage is going to be done. The homeowners association isn't that expensive. It might be bigger than what you need, but I don't know. What are you going to pay in rent? Is it going to be that much cheaper than blowing out of this thing? And I don't know, might be just nice to stay where you are. Would that be preferable for you to stay where you are?
So my job now is fully remote, which it wasn't pre-COVID. So I do feel like I have some flexibility in terms of, maybe moving to a different, I love Minnesota. I'm not going to leave Minnesota, but maybe a different part of the state or something like that.
Okay. I mean, look, if that were something like you said, hey, you know what? I can sell this place for $370,000 and then go buy something or rent something much cheaper. Sure. Then that makes your retirement picture even better to have that extra cash. Do not put any of that money in an annuity if you do that. You bought the annuities when you got divorced, like a year ago?
Yes, exactly.
these things have massive fees to get out of. So you can't do anything with them anyway right now. So you're going to hold steady. I think eventually, maybe in 5 or 7 years, you'll fire your cousin because you'll be able to do it yourself. You won't even say I'm firing you. You'll just say, I'm going to do it myself. I think that's a pretty good working game plan. Your cash flow is going to look a lot better. You can't spend like crazy. It's funny. You said you're a big saver. I mean, you're just going to feel better in 2 years when that car loan is gone and when the mortgage is gone. You're just going to feel a lot better. And so you're not going to have to freak out about, I'm taking a trip and I have to pay for it. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. But I think that 62 is more realistic, and that would be my game plan. And of course, my preference is always to make your numbers work. Working longer is better, but I get it. You've been through a lot. So let's see if we can make this work as is. Are you feeling okay about that as a game plan?
Yeah, I feel great. I was thinking you might tell me even longer than 62. So I'm happy to hear that.
Oh God, I should have. It's like that's like that funny story in, what's the name? Pretty Woman. Like he says, I would have paid more. And she goes, I would have taken less. Look, I think you're in good shape, and let's see how things roll. And you know what? You're going to have to revisit this anyway. Life changes. So we'll see. What about, do you have documents in place? Like who's inheriting all of this money? Your sibs?
My niece and nephew for the most part.
Very nice. Very good. All right. Perfect. Any other questions for us?
No, this has been wonderful. Thank you both so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate you. And thanks for getting in touch with us. If you are like Heather, transition time, boy, these are big issues for folks. Just let us know how we can help you out. Go to the website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. If you'd like to come on the air, just check that little box. We'll be good to go. And if you need anything else along the way, just remember all these plans, they change. They are flexible. Nothing is in stone. So just know that, okay? So while you're on the website, check out all the stuff we have, stuff you can spend money on, free stuff. It's all very good. Lift somebody up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.